Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rock to an open with me, and this is something a little bit different. This is the Ultimate Granny Square collection, gorgeous blankets and garments and more, but this is from the makers of Simply Crochet. So when I saw it in the supermarket, I thought I'd pick it up and have a look, but they have stunning makes from just one square, beautiful patterns for gifts, home decor and accessories, packed granny square library and easy to follow guides for beginners and beyond. So here's what it looks like on the outside. We've got a bag that looks very similar to the one that I'm making at the moment, and lots of bits and pieces to do with granny squares. So I won't go into too much detail with editorials and welcomes and stuff like that, because it's quite a big, thick, chunky book. So I guess this is all the contents that's in the magazine. We've got from scarves and slippers to ponchos and tunics, blankets, bags. There's a few bags, little clutch bag, or it might be for pencils or makeup. We've got cushions and bags similar to the one I made before. This looks like jazzing up your own kind of clothing by putting some squares on it, making a beady curtain, a backpack. I've done a backpack before actually, not the same as that one though. Anyway, let's get in and have a look. So, got the usual offer to subscribe to Simply Crochet. 3 issues, just £5 if you want to do it. There's the code. They often do that. And here are the projects. So, just bigger pictures from the previous. So this is the square flare. So it's just a granny square with actual sleeves, which isn't a bad thing. And they're 3/4 length. I don't mind a 3/4 length sleeve. And we've got some little wristers or fingerless mittens, whatever you want to call them, made with granny square. And the slippers, a tote bag. I don't know about slippers. I made some for Joyce once. Gary's mum had swollen legs, so I made her some nice baggy slippers, but unless you can get the stuff that grips on the floor, then they're very slippery, so she used them as bed socks. So I've made many scarves like this in the past with little pom-poms on and little tassels on, and there's a beanie hat to match, which is quite interesting. And here's the clutch bag. It's quite simple, made with squares, and the poncho. I like the poncho actually. It's kind of unusual. Unusual take on a poncho made with granny squares anyway. I never did make the one that I was going to do, so not good. But these are all the instructions for those patterns that we've just seen. So this is the retro squares set, and the pullover. And what I like as well is that they do include the diagrams. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can move a little bit closer. Obviously that's not for this, is it? No, that's must be for the previous page. Actually, it's for the poncho. So yeah, it's I do like it when they include the charts, and they've got it here as well with the measurements so that you can size it for yourself. That's very cute, but it's just an advert for Banat. Now, I made something similar like this as a blind. I didn't do the bead curtain. I just made the blind and the helmet at the top many years ago. Did that for a little room. It was just a little box room. There's nothing else you could do with it, so I just, yarn bombed it, I guess you could say. So there's going to be lots and lots of pages for those squares and borders. And this one is fresh greens, and they're kind of fruity looking. Quite different. So it's actually quite packed full of different squares and some lacy ones. And this is called Sierra Summer. It's very, what's the word? Mediterranean, I'd say, in colour. It's a diamond shape, which obviously is a square turned on its head, but yeah, it's nice. I like it, although I'm not sure about the colours. And here we've got the tote bag. Well, this one's actually just got a handle, like you can buy in the shops, the little wooden handles. Nice and simple to make, although they've changed it up a little bit with a pinwheel. I'll have to get the rest of my bag made. And this is basically the shape. And this is what I've done with mine, except I did a square, and a long strip and just sewed them together. That'll be out soon, hopefully. And this one's very small squares and made like a lattice. I've done a square like this as a tutorial on my channel, like a lattice square. But this one's kind of more embossed. Let's see if I can get a picture of that. You see that these are raised as well. Not bad. Not bad at all. Deep purple. So there's quite a lot of instructions and charts as well, which I like to see on these bags and things like that. A bit more intricate. So there we've got the deep purple blanket and the Sit-In Pretty cushions. I think that is one cushion and that's on one side and that's on the other. But you could just do one that's like that and one that's like that, couldn't you? And here we have this Star is Reborn. So I guess you can jazz up a tired looking top perhaps with some little squares. That's kind of pretty. I like that. I like this one. True colours. And they've made those into diamonds again. Turning it on its side a bit. And this is what they've given you as a chart for that. Lots of ideas. Now that's a nice one. I do like that. It's got tassels. They may tickle a little bit though, mightn't they? But it's like having the willow square. I was thinking of making a top with the centre being the willow square. Obviously it need to be lined because of all these big holes. But this is boho chic. She's obviously wearing it underneath a kind of strappy top. You could also do that. You wouldn't need to line it. So here we got all new special edition for cross stitch. And there's the, I don't know if it's an offer. Just order your copy today. I don't think it's an offer. You don't need a code. So that's £9.99 if you're into cross stitching. Personally, I can't see it. Not that I, years ago I would have done it. But when my eyesight, before I had my eyes lasered, I had really good close-up vision. And then after I had my eyes lasered, I lost it. So for me, it's a no-no because I just can't, I hate wearing reading glasses. I've got them on now to see these pages, but they give me a headache if I wear them for too long. So I like this, but I'd have to join it. Because if you see, it's just draped over. So basically you put your head in and it's like a tabard, but I'd have to attach it somehow under here. So stitch it so it sews up and then it's not so baggy as well. But I don't mind this, but I couldn't have it flapping. That's the right word. Flapping open. It's just too much. So we've got another scarf with a different kind of square with a circle centre. It looks like it's got some, I don't know if I was going to say bobbles, but they might be, where you have to, they are bobble stitch, aren't they? Yeah, I thought at first glance it looked like a treble four together or something, but no, that looks like a bobble. If you can hear that noise, that is the rain. It's really humid and raining. I like this one. I like these really rich, deep blue pom-poms. I like this blue. I don't know if I'd put green with it. I might put a turquoise, you see, like this. I like that. But possibly change this green to something else. This is what it looks like from afar. But yeah, I do like this colour scheme together. But the green I would substitute for maybe either put a darker one and then this at the end, or maybe a darker or a lighter one just to contrast this, but not green. I don't know. I like it, but green's not for me. That's huge. Wow. That is an overnight bag. That's monster, isn't it? It's quite interesting though. But they've used traditional purchased straps that you have to attach. I always think you can see it's going to pull that out of shape unless you can reinforce this edge. That was the cat. What's the matter, Fluffy? Unless you can reinforce that strap area, it's going to really pull it out of shape. And this is the chart that they've given for that. Got a necklace, that's unusual. The last magazine that I did an open with me for, the necklace was a fabric version of Mr. T's necklaces, and I just couldn't see the point of having all that yarn around your neck. But at least this one is kind of got cute little designs. I can see it, but I have trouble with necklaces twisting. That would just drive me completely balmy. Now, I don't mind this. I'd need to make these straps just a little bit longer for my fat arms, but you know when you get that, as you get older, you get that wobbly bit at the top. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. I would have to just maybe bring them down to here to hide the bingo wings. But this is a daisy skein with its neckline of granny square blooms. This dainty top is the pick of the bunch, designed by Fran Morgan. I like it. I might even do another little row of daisies, you know, just to break up the pattern, the plain, should I say. But here's the dimensions, which is great. I like to see it. And there it is. But as I say, the sleeves would have to be longer for me. Just my preference. This is the Cosmos blanket. It's all stars. That's why I guess it's called Cosmos. I don't know. It's a little jazzy for me. I like the colours, but it is a little bit busy. I think for me, if I were making this, some of these would be plain, just plain hexagons, and then there would be stars in amongst the plain. I don't think I could have it every single thing have a pattern on it. Maybe these would be the plain, or these. I don't know. I need to break that up a little bit. But that's what it looks like from afar. It does look nice, I have to say. And this is the bag that's very similar in style to the tote bag that I made, but they didn't put a crocheted strap on. They've used like D-rings and made a proper handle, for want of a better word. So here we got Square Library. It is really hot. I just need to pause it for a second. I'm having a little bit of problem with the heat. Hang on a moment. Sorry about that. The humidity, I just had it running down my face. I just had to do something about that. Sorry about that. So this is Frida the Square. Frida and Casablanca. Have I missed some? No. Pop In Granny. Sunset Beach. I don't know if I like the length of these. It might just, you know me, I don't like lace. Not lacy, too lacy. But it might be okay. Rising Star. And the Rainbow Puff. Tropical. Oh wow, it's so hot. And the home style now, I did do some of these before. They look like little houses, little character blankets and stuff like that. Bobblette. Filet Heart. A unicorn. Now I know a little girl who will love that. I do. Granny's on the Slope. So that's like me, a granny on the slide. Loveliness. Corner Puff. Now I do like that. That's unusual. The corner puff. Summer Blooms. Checkers is interesting. I like that one. It's like the one I did before. I think I called it something to do with Country Garden, but without all the ridges. That's unusual. I like that one. Might have a go at that. Climbing Cable. Night Flower. I should leave you longer to look at these. What do you think of those? I quite like the Night Flower. I do like that one though. That is interesting. I do like that one. Wheel of Fortune. It's a bit like a stained glass window. Summer Daisy. Doing stained glass window ones were quite all the rage a little while ago. Save the Bee. Now I do like that one. That'd be nice in a cushion. I like that. Starlet. I'm a big fan of the Granny Square. Some people don't like them at all, but I do. I like them. Sunrise and Square Time. That one's a bit wavy, isn't it? They're having trouble getting their round into a square by the looks of it. Squared. Cell. Oh, we called that a cell. Happy Heart. Some of these, you can see that they have struggled pulling them into squares. Forget Me Not. They haven't even bothered trying that one. Oh, I like the bubble heart. I do. Although, I think this might be on after, wouldn't you think? Bit of overlay. Tudor Rose. Different. Picot petals and petal puffs. I quite like this book, actually. Butterfly. Wouldn't make hardly any of them. Bee kind. That would go with the bees. Sand and sea. Some of them are just excuses. You know, let's do this and call it that, you know. What would you do with it? Well, not much. Neon Love. The Maze. And Sunny. I wouldn't make many of these. Oh, but that looks donut. Remember my delicious donut? That might be an idea for something to do with together, perhaps. And the Gradient Wheel. Made one similar to that myself. The Dahlia, or Dahlia, depending, should I say, what part of the world you live. The Life Boy, which is Life Preserver. Dell. Purple Patch. Pretty. I like that one. Mountain. Spring Glow. It's an interesting one. Arthur. Why would that be called Arthur? I think something to do with Camelot, maybe? I don't know. Summer Lawn. Reminds me of Wimbledon for some reason. Sunburst. There's so many called Sunburst. Dotty. Charts and diagrams. We actually save 60% off of quilting. If you're into quilting or you want to try and get into it, this is the code you need for buysubscriptions.com. Might be worth a look. You can get, instead of £81.87, you get it for £32.75. So, if you fancy having a little go with the quilting, I'd like to, but I don't have enough space for the crocheting. So these are the charts and diagrams for all of the patterns that are in here. And the know-how pages, joining squares. Plenty of tutorials around if you want to know how to join them and if you find diagrams difficult to follow. Crochet Essentials. So that's all the how-to-dos. Perfect Rounds. More how-to-dos. And then we're getting how many chains to do when we've worked what stitch. How to check your tension. Do you check your tension? I mean, I've always seen this from the time I very first started to knit and crochet, that you're meant to do these little swatches and check your tension. And I can honestly say I have never made one of them. And I guess there are people who do everything by the letter. Not one of them, unfortunately. I usually just get stuck in, too impatient. So there's the usual conversion charts and abbreviations and stuff. So that's it. I quite like some of these. I mean, some of these are really, really nice. Others are just excuses, like making up the pages, as when she would necessarily say, don't fancy that. Just there to make up space. But some of them are really, really nice. Nice bag, this one. Maybe I should quickly make one so that when I go stay in hospital, I can take my stuff in it. Anyway, that's the book. What do you think? Let me know. It's nice and hefty, I tell you. It's has it got a price on there? $9.99 from Immediate Media. And they are the ones who do the Simply Crochet. But they're quite nice, I think. Some of these are really, really nice. I like the donut. That's a pretty cool idea. I've lost it now. Just found it. And now I've lost it. There we are. So yeah, that would go nicely with the delicious donut that I made. Could make a donut lovey. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and you'll be informed of new videos. So thanks very much, and until the next time, bye-bye for now.